My best bet to lift the trophy is going to be Arsenal at -125. I have watched this team all season long. They are undefeated over their last 14 matches across all competitions. They have not lost to City in their last 6 head-to-head fixtures. And this whole argument that I've been seeing all season long that this team is just farming set pieces and they're waiting for corners to create the magic. I watched that match against Leverkusen where Etze and Rice absolutely demolished them, not from set pieces, but from open play. And that terrified me a little bit.
Welcome back into Morning Footy. A huge showdown in England this week between Arsenal and Manchester City to see who can lift the first trophy of the season, the first of potentially many. It's the Carabao Cup Final on Sunday, and our crew is out there. Kickoff is set for 12:30 p.m. Eastern with coverage starting an hour ahead. Now, for the first time since 1978, the top 2 teams in the Prem are going head-to-head in a League Cup final. So, Tony, as we look to this matchup, who do you think is under more pressure when you look at it from the manager perspective?
I think Mikel Arteta is under more pressure, right? This is the year of Arsenal. This is the year that they've got an opportunity to win multiple competitions. Pep Guardiola has won this competition. He's won other things. You could make that argument. You could make the argument that this might be the only thing that Pep Guardiola has a chance to win, right? Now that they've gotten knocked out of Champions League. I happen to think that the Premier League race is over, although that could change in April. But
don't throw that jinx out there.
Yeah, I don't want to jinx my Arsenal friends over here. But I would say Mikel Arteta, because he's got to put a trophy in the cabinet. I know he's had, the Community Shield back in the day.
FA Cup.
FA Cup early on, right?
Yeah.
So, but I think this is finally his team. This is what he built in the way that he wants to build it. So I think he's probably the one for me.
Psychologically, Geoff, as you look into this, do you think Mikel Arteta is going into this, I want to beat my mentor. I want to beat the guy that I used to work with?
No, he just wants a trophy, and it's not his mentor, they are Arsenal's nemesis this season. I agree with Tony. There is more pressure on Pep because he's won this trophy multiple times. He's won everything. If Pep leaves Man City, if he doesn't win this Carabao, it's not going to spoil his legacy.
You said more pressure on Arteta.
I think you meant Arteta.
Yes.
Right.
Yes,
Arteta. Okay.
There is more pressure on Arteta. I agree with Tony with that. Also, for the psychological reasons, this is a statement. This match on Sunday is almost not about the Carabao Cup. It's not about who wins it. It's laying down a marker for the remainder of the season. It's these two head-to-head in the Premier League. They could face each other in the FA Cup as well. This, psychologically, and I guarantee you, in today's press conferences, both managers will say it has nothing to do whatsoever with the remaining Premier League. The winning manager on Sunday, when asked about what this does for you psychologically in the Premier League, said, well, yes, it gives us an advantage because we know we can beat them. We play in a few weeks' time. So we're going to get all of that posturing. I think it's huge, huge for the remainder of the season.
Charlie, let's take a look at the starting 11 for both sides. One of the first matchups that I want to look at here, Declan Rice and Rodri here. What are you expecting to see from that matchup there?
Right now, Rodri is still in the form of recovering his Ballon d'Or form. This is not the Rodri that we saw when they won the treble. Declan Rice is arguably the most complete player in the Premier League. If Arsenal are able to secure the Premier League title, I think he's your player of the season. That's how important and consistent Declan Rice has been for this Arsenal squad, doing all the dirty work, what he's able to provide. But both of these players set the tone for their clubs in the midfield. So I fully expect Declan Rice to be all over the pitch, as well as Rodri being the guy that's responsible for build-up with Manchester City.
Yeah. Let's look back at the starting 11. Any other matchups that you guys are looking at on the field for this one?
Well, when you look at that starting 11, my eyes are immediately drawn on this side. This guy here, he's having his moment. It's taken a while, but he's had his opportunity because of the injuries to Martin Odegaard. But Ebre Eze right now is in superb form, absolutely superb form. And also, I think we saw his best game the other day for a long, long time. The second against Bayern.
Do you remember the first matchup when they played Manchester City?
Yeah.
At home, it was 1-1, and Victor Gyökeres had 22 touches in the game.
Yeah.
Looked like a ghost, no impact. People were like, already indicating he's going to be a flop.
Yeah.
He's got 16 goals in all competitions right now. He's He's in a different mode right now. You feel that this could be the opportunity for him to cement himself as, hey, this is the reason why they purchased me from Sporting. I am the guy that can lead this team to glory.
This is what they brought him here for, to get him to the next level.
The graphic isn't quite correct, though, because just down here is Max Dowman. And if they need him,
he's ready to
That's
go.
the guy.
sensation, comes on, changes the game.
How about Erling Haaland, Tony? This is a guy where he's had some trouble scoring lately, but nobody is worried about him because it really just takes 1 second for him to turn back on.
Yeah, I think when you look at the back line of Arsenal, there are not too many guys in the Premier League that can wrestle, right, with those two big monsters in the back, right? And this is one of the guys that when it becomes a wrestling match, when it becomes very, very physical, he's one of the guys that could match up with Sullivan and Gabriel, right? So that's what you get. The other thing he can do, he can run in behind, right? Now, they don't give you a lot of space to run in behind. He's going to be vitally important, but he has had some success.
Yeah, I would add, in Wembley, out of the last 5 matches that Arsenal have played Manchester City, 4 of them have gone in favor of Arsenal. One, which was the EFL Cup Final in 2018, went in favor of Manchester City, which was a 3-0 win. I just feel that, to your point, Arsenal psychologically feel that we're ready to overtake the Premier League and go on this run, and they'll need to win this game in order to do that.
Psychologically, going into this game, cruise through the Champions League, knocked out, no wins in the last 3 games.
And unbeaten in 14, the last 14 in all competitions.
How do you think Arsenal's going to approach this one offensively? Because lots of people want Arsenal to open up more in this one. It's a final. You want to put everything into this, but you think that Arsenal is going to play it safe in this one?
Why all of a sudden does Arsenal get to a final and say, we're going to abandon the way we've played throughout the season?
Especially against a team like this.
Absolutely not. They're going to stay compact, and what we've seen is they get into that 4-4-2 defensive shape. But this right here is going to be super tight. And remember, they can't give Erling Haaland space. They're not going to be the team to say, we're going to play high and allow him to run in behind Saliba and Gabriel. They're going to absolutely keep him in front of the back 4, and I don't see them opening up. Now, that's going to force Manchester City to come up, and that's going to give more space for Saka, Eze, Gyökeres, and Trossard in transition.
You can't tell, if you took the most confident Arsenal fan in the world, no Arsenal fan would be daft enough to look at that lineup and say, yeah, we can cruise past that. These are really talented footballers. Yes, it might not be vintage Manchester City right now. He can cause havoc. Cherky, his assists, extraordinary. This guy has still got magic in his boots. For me, one of the finds of the season. Sensational. It's like a Swiss Army knife. Can play anywhere, fits anywhere. Absolutely brilliant. Still, I agree with Charlie. He's not quite back where he was, but he sees things.
But you can't overlook him.
No,
right?
sees that. My one, how fit is John? How fit is John Stones? That's what I don't know. If he can pull out a vintage performance, he's been exceptional at left back as well. So it's a really, it's no coincidence. These are the top 2 sides in England, and that's why hopefully we'll get a top game.
Well, how about we bring in another voice into the conversation, our CBS Sports betting analyst, John Buckets Eimer, who has some bets for us today. Buckets, what you got for us? Ooh, nice kit. What do you have on?
It's a Union kit.
Philly Union. That's nice. We're pretty MLS heavy today. What bets do you have for us, Buckets?
I got 2 bets for everyone today, but before I give out those bets, I want to remind everyone that this is a cup final. So I can sit here and I can spout out my numbers and my analysis, but ultimately there's going to be a realm of uncertainty that comes with betting something like this. So please,
same as all your
always,
bets,
remember to bet responsibly. All the bets. With that being said, I do have 2 bets, and the first one is the one that people are going to care about the most, and that is who is going to lift the trophy. Right now, the books have Arsenal as very slight favorites at -125, while Man City are underdogs at +110. I do not care what you guys bet on at home. I just care that you do it responsibly, and then you do it with conviction. Whether you win or lose, I will always stand by my wagers and share what I believe are my best bets. With that being said, my best bet to lift the trophy is going to be Arsenal at -125. 125. I have watched this team all season long. They are undefeated over their last 14 matches across all competitions. They have not lost to City in their last 6 head-to-head fixtures. And this whole argument that I've been seeing all season long that this team is just farming set pieces and they're waiting for corners to create the magic. I watched that match against Leverkusen where Etze and Rice absolutely demolished them, not from set pieces, but from open play. And that terrified me a little bit as a Bayern Munich fan who thinks now they're eventually going to have to play this Arsenal side in Champions League. I think Arsenal are the better team. And as you guys have already mentioned, there's a massive psychological element behind this as well. Whether we want to admit it, whether we want to talk about it, that does not matter. If Arsenal win this cup, it is going to do massive things for them moving forward in this title race. For my second bet, a little bit of same as the first bet here. I'm going at Arsenal to score over 1.5 team total, which means I do think that Arsenal score 2 or more goals in this game at plus 125. Plus odds here for Arsenal to score 2 against a Man City that will not be using Donnarumma between the sticks, and a Man City, as good as they've been offensively, as good as they've been creatively, defensively, it's not a team I really want to back right now. They did crash out against Real Madrid in both legs of Champions League. They conceded against West Ham. They've conceded multiple goals in the New Year's against teams like Bodo Glimt and Nottingham Forest. This is a final, so you got to be careful here. But I do believe Arsenal are the better side. I do believe Arsenal are going to score multiple goals in this fixture. They might concede as well here, but a 2-1 final with Arsenal lifting the cup is where I want to put my money here, guys.
Bucket, set pieces or open play? What are we leaning towards?
So the corner line for Arsenal in this matchup right now is only 4.5. So the books don't think they're going to get a ton of corners, but if they get one, it's obviously scary. I think they're going to shock everyone, though. I've got them scoring multiple goals from open play, a continuation of what we saw against that Leverkusen matchup.
You guys like that? Arsenal fans over there, you guys liking these bets?
You know what? I have a lot of respect for what he does, so we'll see how the game goes.
You wouldn't be saying that if you chose City to win. You're just being